I wanted to start this video with a sense of theatricality. After all, that is what it is to step into the Liberty London store. It's to walk onto a stage, a beautifully curated, adorned stage, and you as the customer there are taking part in the theatricality, in the experience. So in this video, where I want to share some of my favourite Liberty makes from all the years that I've been sewing using the beautiful fabric, and talk a little bit about my enduring love affair with Liberty London. So as I've been Swedish death cleaning my little cottage by the sea, I've been sorting through bags of things, boxes of things that I haven't looked at for years and years, and some of these things, these first little group of things, are all treasures that I'd forgotten about but have refound, and I haven't ironed them. They're a little bit creased and crumpled, but I hope that that doesn't detract from their charm. I'm not sure that any of these are particularly things that I'd make to wear now, but let's have a look at them anyway. This first dress here, which used to fit me, it's probably about a size 10. It was bought and made in about 1996, and I used to do this sort of Jane Austen goes to the rave look, so I would wear these over combat trousers with platform boots, and I had white spiky hair and used to wear lots of makeup and glitter and face paint and things, and this is what I used to wear. I think I may have actually cut a little bit off of this for some reason, but it's a really beautiful fabric, so I'm going to remake this into something. Then I have two tops that I found that I made for when I was carrying my kiddo many years ago, 25 years ago now, and these are these sort of handcrafted sort of chemises. So I made this top. This is an Edwardian broderie lace, and it's just a width of the fabric gathered a little at the front, and I used to wear this all the time. The gathering allowed the front of this to fit over the bump, and really pretty, beautiful fabric. I do love the pinkery greenery of this one. And then this one, which baffles me as to why I made this. This is all like crocheted straps that I got from the colour of this. Now this was a piece of fabric given to me by my aunt, and it's from the 60s. It's a 1960s Liberty, and same sort of concept for that as well. This one might actually still fit me. I think this one was from much later in the pregnancy, but really fabulous fabric, and all the way from the 1960s. Then I have two very sentimental things. When my baby was born, I set up a little label called Little Puddings, and I knitted and made things out of Liberty and did little cardigans, knitted little cardigans and trousers to match, and did this for a couple of years or so. And this is a little top that I made for my kiddo, and I sold loads of these, and it's just so sweet. Look how tiny it is. But then this one is absolutely my most favourite fabric other than Honeymoon, which I'm wearing here, and it's just so sweet. I can't believe that my kiddo used to fit into these, but really just full of love, this one. And I think this one I might actually frame and put on the wall, because it is just the most joyful thing to look at. This next, a skirt here, and it's a skirt with a yoke, and the bottom of it is just all gathered. Really good style, this one. If you've got a little bit of a tummy pooch, a bit tummylicious like me, you get this sort of fitted look that is very flattering. And this is a skirt I replicated for my patrons, showed them how to pattern cut it. And I don't often wear blue, but I really do love this fabric. It came in all sorts of colours. I have pink as well, but not very much of it left. But really pretty fabric, and because it's all been washed, it's actually very soft and lovely. This dress is one of those ones that I made and I was really disappointed with. I didn't like the pattern. It was some kind of shirt dress that was all the rage a few years back, but the fabric is really beautiful. It's sort of constellations and star signs, so I'm going to take this one apart and remake and do something lovely with it. These two blouses, which are the same pattern, I can't remember which one it was and I no longer have it, were both made 20 years ago, and I wear both of them still regularly through the summer. So it just goes to show that spending money on quality Liberty fabric and making things you really love, it's just such a worthy investment, because 20 years of wear in both of these, and they have been washed so many times I don't even know, and they're still absolutely immaculate and hang on my wardrobe rail and just fill me with joy, and I enjoy wearing both of them. I especially love the print of this blouse. I don't know what it's called, but I'd love to buy it again and make something else, because it's just so beautiful. Every year on my birthday I treat myself to a length of Liberty fabric, usually about 3-ish meters, and luckily my birthday falls when there is a sale going on at Liberty. And a few years ago I bought this one, even though it's a colourway that I don't wear that often, but it's got sea beasties on. This is my Greta dress, and I've just done a wider sleeve on it. I actually need to sort out the elastic. I have this terrible habit of making elastic too tight, and then it prevents me from wanting to wear the dress. It never used to bother me, but it does now. And just love this dress, and perfect and cool for these very hot sweltering days. You may see that I'm a little bit melting here in Hastings. Those of you who spend a lot of time with me here in my little cottage by the sea will know my love of this beautiful fabric, which I'm wearing in this best dress that I made recently, and then this different colourway of Honeymoon, which is a 1930s fabric. You can't really buy it particularly by big lengths anymore, which is really upsetting. I've made lots of things in this, and I made lots of bridesmaids dresses when I was doing wedding dresses. This is the Bella tea dress from Liberty London Patterns. It's a 1930s pattern and a 1930s fabric, and it's so charming with the sweet peas and the cobwebs, and I just endlessly love it, and I really wish Liberty would reissue it. I want to start a petition. I want to speak to somebody in charge and say, please do this fabric, because it's just the most divine, charming, delightful print that I think they've ever done, and that's saying something, because there is just so much gorgeousness with Liberty fabric. And this was my birthday fabric from last year, and my dress that I made to wear up to Liberty in the most recent video, and I'm so glad many of you enjoyed it and sent me such kind feedback about that video. It's always so lovely to have such lovely, supportive, thoughtful words from you, and I really cherish those words, as I cherish all of you for taking the time to spend the time with me here in my little cottage by the sea. Another of my most worn dresses is this one that I created. This is the Patchwork Paisley print. Liberty's so iconic when it comes to their paisleys, and I used Edwardian broderie anglaise lace and did a sort of a take on the inset method, and the dress was actually really inspired by one by Lena Hoshek, and I trimmed it with a sort of contrasting Liberty fabric, and I didn't know whether this was going to be a dress that I was just like, that is just awful, or whether I was going to really love it, and it turns out really love it. Of course, I have all sorts of offcuts and little scraps of Liberty fabric which are perfect for doing patchwork of all sorts, and I have a few patchwork projects on the go at the moment, which I will be sharing with you at some point in the future on this new series that I'm calling Liberty Craft Club. I'm very, very excited about it. As I move forward on my sewing adventures and journey, I really wondered, how do I want to move forward? I've worked in industry for 30 years. I've taught for 25, 26 years, something like that. And what do I want to do? Do I want to do tailoring? Do I want to do lingerie? Because I was quite excited about that for a little while way back when. You may remember if you've been here all that long. And those just don't really fill me with joy. But what's really grabbing my heart now is to revisit all these lovely heirloom and heritage sewing techniques, that real craft, that real history behind cloth, and just revisiting a lot of my pattern cutting and perfecting it and creating beautiful items that are unique to me and just make me happy when I put them on, because we live in a crazy world and it's not easy to wake up joyful sometimes. But this little tiny bit of joy that I can give myself by making myself special things, I feel is a really worthwhile endeavour. The most precious thing we have is our time, and how we choose to spend it is of the utmost importance. The way that we log time is through memories. And if I were in Liberty and writing that postcard and saying, what does Liberty mean to me? It's really a visual archive, a visual memory of beautiful moments, beautiful times that I've had in my life. Sometimes when I've needed solace, sometimes when I've wanted to celebrate. Saving up some pennies and going to the Liberty store to select a special fabric that really represents this particular moment in time is an enduring memory that I have, and it's a celebration of so many memories encapsulated in this cloth and in these things that I've chosen to make that represents all those particular moments. Over the years, I've spent many of my pennies on Liberty fabric. Many things are not things that I would wear anymore, but the actual fabric itself endures, and because it's such good quality, it can go on to become something else. It can evolve just as we evolve in our lives, and it can tell a new story about me and where I am now in my life, in my little cottage by the sea, sharing my adventures with all of you beautiful kindred spirit. I hope you've enjoyed this little trip down memory lane and celebrating Liberty London in its 150th year. And I hope that you will share my ongoing adventures and these projects for Liberty Craft Club that I'm so excited to be working on, and I can't wait to show you. So wherever you are in the world today, I hope you are looking after yourself, and I shall see you very soon. Bye.